Everyone, uh, I'm Dr. Muhammad Yasin, Environmental and Sanitation Expert from Administrative Staff College of India, and I'm working for CDMA, Government of Telangana, Hyderabad. So, I'm here to give a template presentation on Amrut 2.0. So, as you all know, last week CDMA sir, Dr. Satnarayan ji has shared this template to all the municipalities to get the data related to Amrut 2.0 urban mission, so as to proceed with identifying the gaps and taking the mission forward. So in this regard, I'll explain the template and how to fill the data and try to clarify some of the doubts in the existing template. So this is the city water balance plan template prepared by ASCII team. So there are total 20 sections in this city water balance plan template. So I'll try to explain these components one by one, so that to get more clarity in getting the data for Amrut 2.0 mission. So here the first section is about the basic information of ULB. Here you can write the city or ULB name. For example, Shadnagar or any city or ULB, then the respective district of the city, then state will be Telangana here for the Telangana state, and this is about whether the city is Amrut city or not. You have to write if it is coming in Amrut city, then you have to write here as S, otherwise no. Okay. So next is about the contact information. So name of the commissioner or nodal person for Amrut 2.0. So we can write the respective name of the person here, then his designation like commissioner or assistant commissioner, whoever is responsible for the Amrut 2.0, and respective email address of the commissioner and his contact number. Okay, so most of the things are self-explanatory, so easily you can understand these terms. And here we have also given a note that nodal person for Amrut 2.0 will be contact officer responsible for providing information regarding this city water balance plan. Okay, so next is city profile as per financial year 2021. So this consists of general information about the city. So here the first component is city area in square kilometer. So whatever the area in square kilometers, you have to enter here in. Please remember and cautious about the units which is given in the bracket. So it is area, it should be in terms of square kilometers, not in acres or hectares. If it is there, you can convert and enter the data in square kilometer. Okay, then what is the total number of wards in your respective city? It may be 20 or 14 or 25, whatever the number of wards that you have to enter here. Then what is the total city population? That is current population as per 2021. So you have to give the numbers, so whatever the population you have. Then total households, so how many households are there as per the latest population of 2021. So you can write the total households. So if the total households information is not available, then you can input the value as city population divided by 4.05, which is given here for reference. So this will give approximate number of total households. Then population density in numbers as per the population density has to be entered here. So this can be obtained by total population divided by area of the city. So it is also a number, whatever number it is coming as per this information you have to enter here. So next is about number of slum settlements. How many slum settlements are there in your ULB? Then slum population in numbers. How much population is existing in the slums? Then slum households. How many households are there in the slums? So similar to that, if you don't have number, you can enter divide this population by the value 4.05 so that to get approximate number of households. Okay, then you have to enter what is the population growth rate. So in percentage, so is it 12% or 20% or 50%? So population growth rate has to be entered. Then you have to forecast the future population for the year 2030 and 2050. Okay, so in case if you have the forecasted data with you based on your population trends of respective city, you can enter. So otherwise, so for uniformity we have also created an Excel sheet so that it will give you the forecasted population for the respective years here, which is listed in Amrut 2.0 and also SBM 2.0. So based on the guidelines given in SBM and Amrut 2.0 by Government of India, the draft guidelines, so we have predicted the population and prepared a simple sheet for the clarification. So I will try to explain how this sheet works. Okay, so here you have to enter the decadal population of 4 respective decades in this sheet. So you have to enter the population of year 1991. So let us say if it is 1000. So similarly the population in the year 2001, so let us say it is 1700. So in the year 2011, the population data as per 2011 census, so you can enter the data here. So in the year 2021, that is current population, you can enter. So you can see the cells are giving, the below cells are giving you the population for different years. Okay, so which you can see here. So for our example in the template, we have to enter the data here for the year population 2030. So accordingly, so our population will be 3875 based on this example. Similarly for the year 2050, so the population is 5450 based on our example. So this sheet is also shared to the WhatsApp group to all the municipalities by the CDMA PMU office. Okay, so next coming to the next section, that is ULB information. So you have to enter the name of the mayor or chairman of the particular ULB. Okay, so then name of the municipal commissioner or chief officer or ULB head. So name of HOD, water supply section or gel board in your respective municipality. The name of PHE, public health engineer or chief engineer here in this column. Okay, so these are the basic information and most of them are self-explanatory. You have to give their contact numbers and also their email IDs. Okay, so if any one of the cell is not applicable, you can leave it as blank. So coming to next section, it is about geographical assessment of water and used water management in the city. So to get the city existing water distribution network, then also about the used water and about FSTPs and other data. So we are trying to capture this data in the form of maps. So here we have divided the maps into 3 different sections. So here the first section is about the location of slums in maroon color. So you have to prepare a map. Okay, so map 1 consisting of these 3 informations. Okay, so first will be the location of slums in maroon color, then location of industrial clusters in green color, location of water bodies in blue color. So these 3 information should be included in the map and it should be uploaded. So this is about section 1 in map uploading. Okay, so if you can also send the email the maps to the email ID which is also shared in the group to upload this data. Okay, if it is not possible to upload here, then you can send the email of these 3 maps in section 1. Similarly, in section 2 you have to prepare 5 number of maps. So one is area covered with tap water connection distribution line in blue color. So area not covered with tap water connection in red color. Then location of ESR or GSR in brown color. Then location of water treatment plants in violet color. Then location of water sources in sky blue color. So these 5 maps, 5 different entities should be included in this map 2 section and it has to be uploaded. Similarly, in map 3 section, so you have to cover 7 different aspects. One is area covered with sewerage network in brown color, area covered with on-site sanitation system, that is septic tanks, in orange color, location of STPs in gray color, location of FSTPs in black color, location of sewage pumping stations in yellow color, so location of major nala or outfall carrying untreated sewage in violet color, and location of treated sewage disposal in red color. So this is information about the maps section. Then financial assessments regarding ULB's water and sanitation services. So here it is divided into 2 sections. So one section is about the water supply and next section is about sanitation, sewerage and septage management. So here the 3-year data has to be entered here into 2 different components. So you have to enter what is the O&M expenditure including consumables, power, outsourced staff, expenditure of repairs and maintenance in the year 2017. So what are the expenditure rupees in lakhs? So this actually it is rupees in lakh. There is a rupees symbol here because of some version issues it is not displaying here. So it is actually rupees per year in lakhs. So here you can enter the amount whatever is there. So in the particular year, in the year 2017-18, similarly in the year 2018-19 and also in the year 2019-20. And what are the user charges collected for water supply section, that is for the year 2017, 18, 19 and 19, 20. Similarly the same thing for the sanitation and sewerage. So this is also rupees per year in lakhs. Okay, so this you have to enter in terms of lakhs here. Okay, so similarly the next section is about institutional mechanism for water and used water services. Here you have to enter the data regarding the institutional mechanism both for water supply, and this section is about the water supply and this section is about the sanitation. So here you have to it is divided into 4 components here. So that is in which is the institution responsible for construction of infrastructure. Like construction of infrastructure involves the water supply, the construction of water treatment plants, then distributaries, walls, etc. So whoever is involved in the construction of activities of water supply schemes, you have to enter that. So if the parastatal agency is included, you can also write the name of that parastatal agency, or sometimes if both the ULB and also parastatal agency is involved, you have to write it as here ULB, or if it is sole responsibility of ULB, you can write it as ULB, or if it is any parastatal agency, you can write the parastatal agency name here for construction operation of infrastructure. And what is the name of that particular parastatal agency, you can write here. Then similarly what is the name of nodal or in charge person, you have to enter the name and also the contact number. Similarly for O&M, so who is responsible, whether ULB or parastatal agency or both, you have to enter that here. So then what is the name of the parastatal agency if applicable, then who is responsible for collection of user charges. So similarly for sanitation also you have to enter the data. So next is about water profile. So major water sources in use. So here you have to enter the source information related to source of water. So that is name and location of the water source, how many water tapping points are there in the particular location, then how much quantity of water is tapped. Okay, so let us say in your LB there could be surface sources and subsurface sources. So accordingly number of columns are given here. So if you have multiple sources, you can write the information. Otherwise if you have only one source of water, then you can write that as, for example, if you are tapping water from river, you can write the name of the river here and how many tapping points. Let us say if you have one intake or two intake structures through which you draw water, so that number of tapping points you have to enter, and what is the quantity of water tapped in MLD, 5 MLD or 6 MLD. So from all these tapping points, so that information has to be entered here. So if you have more than one source, then like groundwater source or GSR kind of thing, you can include the location of the name and location of this particular water source, then how many tapping points, then what is the quantity of water tapped. Okay, so whatever the sources are there in your respective ULB, that you can enter here. So next is about water distribution. So how much water is distributed in your respective ULB. So here you have to enter the information related to name of the distribution or pumping station. So next column is about average water supplied in the month of May or June per day in terms of MLD. So here you have to enter average water supplied in the month of May or June per day in terms of MLD. For example, if you are supplying some quantity of water, especially if you want to take the average of month of only May, then you have to add each days of water supply and divide it by number of days of month in the month of May. That means total quantity of water supply for 31 days divided by 31, you will get the quantity in terms of MLD. Similarly, if it is for June month, you have to obtain the value for the month of June and divide it by 30. So otherwise, if you can take the average of both the months, then you can divide the value by 60. Total quantity of water supplied for 2 months in the month of May or June divided by 60 and enter the data here in terms of MLD. Then what is the water storage capacity in a respective city? That is, GSR refers to ground storage reservoir. If you have any ground storage reservoir, what is the capacity? You have to write the number in terms of MLD. Similarly, water storage capacity in ESR, that is elevated storage reservoir, so you have to enter in terms of MLD. And what is the length of distribution network in kilometers? So how much length of distribution is there in your respective ELB, that you have to enter here. And how many number of households are covered by the respective distribution system, that is as much as houses are covered, so based on the population you can enter that number. So this length should be in terms of kilometer, so please check the units and enter. Okay, so if it is in terms of meters or any other unit, you have to convert that into kilometers and enter the data. And this column is about technology used for automatic monitoring. That is, if you have any automatic monitoring system, that is SCADA or other. SCADA means supervisory control and data acquisition system. So it is the latest method to monitor the data using the computer related software. So what is the water quality, how much water is distributed, so the automatic metering is there. So if it is existing, you can write it as S and some details. So otherwise you can write, if you are doing manual monitoring, you can write it as manual. So then this column is about water supply continuity bar duration, water supply in hours of supply per day. Okay, so normally what happens in city, sometimes in most of the wards, water supply will be daily. In some cases it may be for alternative days. So for that case we have to simplify that, we have given a method here. So water supply continuity will be calculated as total hours of supply divided by number of days. That means, so you have to enter this data as water supply continuity in hours of supply per day. So this can be obtained like if you are supplying 6 hours of supply per day, then you will enter 6 or 4.5. So based on this calculation here, you can enter the continuity. Like means one day you may supply water, the other day you may not supply, the next day you may supply. So how many number of total hours of supply you are giving divided by total number of days. For if you are calculating it for a month, then you can write divided by 30. So how many hours of water supply you are supplying, that information has to be entered here. Okay, then this information is about water supplied through various sources. That means how much quantity of water is supplied by distribution network. If you have a piped water supply, so what is the quantity in terms of MLD, that you should enter here. Then what is quantity of water directly supplied from source through tankers or others. That means in some of the cities, in some of the ULBs, or maybe for some of the slums where water supply lines are not available, in that case water can be normally water is supplied through tankers. So how much water is supplied through tankers, so that quantity you have to enter. Then quantity of water supplied from bore wells or tube wells. So if water is supplied through that source, you can enter how much water is supplied in terms of MLD. Then this is the total quantity of water supplied. If you add these three, so if you have all the three, then you will get the total quantity here. And what is the per capita water supplied in the respective ULB. So is it 120 or 135, or what is the LPCD for respective ULB, you can enter the data here. So next is about fresh water treatment plants. So this is about the data related to the water treatment plants. So it consists of name or location of water treatment plant. So what is the name of water treatment plant, you can write, and its respective location you can write here. Then what is the designed capacity of the water treatment plant. Okay, so normally we design the water treatment plants and all by forecasting future populations of 3 to 4 decades. So sometimes the design capacity will be more, and if the city is well developed, the operation capacity will also be same. So in case the city is having the normal population growth trend, so it may not be working for full capacity. So this is the data related to operational utilization capacity of water treatment plant. So whatever the utilization capacity, whatever the flow which you are receiving in the particular water treatment plant, so that quantity you can enter here in terms of MLD. And what is the technology used for automatic monitoring. So if it is available, you can say yes and write what is the technology name, like SCADA or PLC or whatever it is. If you don't have the automatic monitoring system, we can write it as no automatic monitoring system, and you are doing it manually. Okay, so then what are the how many number of connections are provided for residential or households. So that number you have to enter here. So from this particular water treatment plant, and how much water is supplied to commercial and industrial institutional establishments, how much water is supplied through industries, how much water is supplied, how much connections are given to parks and gardens, and how much connections to slum settlements. If there are any other connections, you can give its numbers. Then how much water is supplied through fresh water. So fresh water means the water which is drawn from the water source and treated using treatment plant and supplied. So this is about water supplied to reused water. It means if your city or ELB have a STP with a tertiary treatment facility, so that if it is with if the water, the treated sewage water is up to drinking water standards as per ISO, then if that facility is available in your city, you can enter, otherwise you can leave it as blank. Then what is the water tariff collected in per KLD per month in rupees per month? Okay, so how much water, what is the water tariff collected? Okay, so per KLD in rupees per month. Please note the unit here. So you have to enter the data in rupees per month. What is the monthly data in rupees for per KLD for these many components, for residentials, for commercial, for industries, for parks and gardens, for slum settlements, any others if is there in your ULB. Okay, so I hope these things are clear until now. Then we'll move to next section, that is the largest bulk water users in the city. So here the note is given. You have to enter the details of largest 10 bulk water users in your city. So who are largest bulk water users? So whoever is consuming more than 5% of total water supplied individually. Okay, so let us say if the total water supply is 50 mld for a respective ULB, so whoever is 5% of 50 mld you have to calculate. Then whoever is using more than 5% of the water, so they are the bulk users. You have to enter the largest 10 bulk users. So normally what happens, if you have multiple housing complexes or apartments kind of thing, then you will have this kind of water usage. So you can enter what is the name of the particular water user here, and what is the connection type, whether is it a residential or commercial, that you have to enter here, and what is the water consumption in terms of MLD, and what is the wastewater generated for the particular selected largest or bulk water user. Similarly, you have to enter the top 10 bulk water users here. Okay, the next section is about future demand estimation. Okay, so in this section, so based on the land use expansion and growth of the city, the future data has to be given here. So here the first is about the number of households to be provided with water connections in the base year, that is 2021. So based on the different components here, how much number of connections is to be provided with the water connections in the particular year 2021. So for residential, similarly for commercial and industrial establishments, for industries, for parks and gardens, for slum settlements. And what is the water demand in the base year? What is the existing water demand in the current year 2021, that you have to write in terms of MLD. Similarly, how many number of households are to be provided water connections in the year 2025, that is for the predicted population. Okay, I have explained the population prediction sheet here. So based on this population prediction sheet, so based on this population for the particular year here, you can obtain the number of water connections for these many components. Similarly, what is the estimated water demand in the year 2025 in terms of MLD? Okay, so then what is the number of households to be provided with water connections in the year 2030, and what is the estimated demand, and what is the number of households to be provided with water connection in the year 2050 for these many different components, and what is the estimated demand in the year 2050. Okay, so this will be obtained based on the number of residences. Okay, so next section is about the gap identification. So here you have to obtain enter the data which is what is the total quantity of water supplied, so including all surface, ground and recycled water. Okay, so it is about the gap identification. You have to enter the data here, that is quantity of water supplied by surface or groundwater, surface plus groundwater plus recycled water quantity in terms of MLD here. What is the water treatment capacity in terms of MLD? Then how many tap water connections are provided in the city, so in terms of numbers. Then households provided with tap connections in the slums. Then what is the projected consumption or demand in the future year, that is in the year 25-26 for a total mission period of AMRUT 2.0. So what is the total water demand for projected population, so in terms of MLD. So the projected population sheet I have already explained, so you can obtain the population and you can calculate what is the total water demand for that respective population by multiplying the per capita water demand for your ULB. Then what is the water to be treated, that quantity you have to enter here. Then similarly, what is the how many number of households, total number of households to be provided with tap, the total number of households in number that you have to enter. So how many, what is the total number of households in the projected population, then how many slums in the future. So this will be auto calculated. Okay, so you have to enter only these two columns here. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So coming to next section, so this is about the proposed projects on water. So households to be provided with tap water connections, they have to enter number here. So what is the proposed service level benchmark for per capita supply of water, so in NPCD. So what is the service level year benchmark which you are earmarking, like 120 LPCD or 135 or 150, so that you can enter here. So what is to obtain this service level benchmark, so what is the, to supply this 135 LPCD benchmark, so how much quantity of water which is to be supplied in terms of MLD, 25 or 30 based on the data and service level benchmark you can enter here. Then next is the projects proposed to cover gaps. So here you have to give the details of project proposed. Okay. And what is the type of the project, whether it is a new project or augmentation or existing project or replacement of existing infrastructure or any ongoing project in under AMRUT. Like for example, you may be already having some ongoing project like in Mission Bhagiratha. So if it is existing, you can enter the details with some, what is the name and is it a new or AMRUT, or name the scheme here, and what is the estimated tap connections which you are proposing in the particular kind of project. Okay, so this is about the water supply section. So next, coming to rejuvenation of water bodies. So as per the guidelines, so minimum of 3 water bodies in the first level has to be identified for rejuvenation works. So the basic information has to be entered here, like you have to select any 3 water bodies in your city, water body 1, 2, 3 and the name. Okay, so what is the name of lake or whatever the water body which you have selected in your ULB, and what is the approximate area in terms of acres. Okay, so here we can see the unit here is acres, so that unit you have to enter here, water body 1, 2 and 3, and you have to upload a geotagged photo of the selected water body and some basic water quality parameters listed here. BOD in terms of mg per liter. So what is the BOD here, so in terms of the mg per liter, and what is the COD, and what is the dissolved oxygen in terms of mg per liter, what is the total dissolved solids, and what is the total coliforms, that is NPN per 100 ml. Okay, and what is the value of turbidity in terms of NTU. Okay, that value has to be entered here. Similarly for the other water body 2 and water body 3. Okay, and some details about the proposed project. So what is the project, name of the water body, and what is the project details. So for the proposal for rejuvenation in your ULB. So next is about the used water. Okay, here the data has to be entered, so based on the columns given here. So how many number of households are covered with the sewer connections, that you have to enter here. Okay, so this is the number of households, this is the sewage generation, and this is the sewage treated. How much sewage is generated with these many households which are connected to sewer connections. Okay, so to simplify this, so based on the population, so we have also prepared a simple sheet to get the sewage generated based on the population. So I'll try to explain this sheet here. So this is the sheet which will give you the data related to sewage and septage generation. Okay, so here you have to input only two fields. Okay, what is the total population for which you have to obtain the quantity of, let us say for example I will take it as 60,000. For 60,000 population, the fecal waste generated in KLD is 15,200 liters and 15.2 KLD. So this is the fecal waste generated. And for the particular population, so what is the per capita water supply which you are supplying, then if you enter that data, you will obtain the data water supply per day, and this is the quantity of sewage generated in liters, and this is the sewage generated in MLD. Okay, so this sheet might also be useful for you for getting this fecal waste quantity and also the sewage generation in terms of KLD and MLD. Okay, so this septage is in KLD, fecal waste, then sewage is in terms of MLD. Okay, so I hope it is clear now. So based on, you can use this Excel sheet and estimate the quantities here. Okay, so what is the sewage treated through STP? So how much quantity of sewage is treated, and how much sewage is to be treated, that is untreated sewage quantity you have to enter here in terms of MLD, and how much sewage is recycled. If you are doing any recycle activities for sewage in your respective ULB, then you can write its quantity. Similarly, household with sewer connections and connected to STP, so that information you have to hear, how much households are sewer connection and which is connected to STP, that information you have to enter here, and how many households with sewer connections and not connected to STP. Okay, so that information you have to enter here. So this will come into picture only if you have the sewage treatment plant and sewerage network in your respective city. Okay, so next is about the septage coverage. Okay, so in case the sewage in the town has STP and sewerage network, so this you have to enter. So how many households with septic tanks, number of households covered, so with septic tanks, that number you have to enter. So what is the sewage generated for that particular households. Okay, so based on the population you can use the Excel sheet and obtain this. So how much sludge is treated through FSSM, that quantity you have to enter. Then what is how much sludge which is to be yet to be treated, so that quantity you have to enter. Then grey water recycled, so how much grey water is recycled, so that is sum of the capacity of all on-site grey water systems, so that quantity you have to enter here. So next data is about the households without septic tank and sewer connections, so that data you have to enter. So how many households are there without septic tank and sewer connections, so that data has to be entered here. Okay, so next is about the sewage treatment plants. So what is the name and location of sewage treatment plant? Okay, that you have to enter. What is the name of sewage treatment plant? Okay, so then what is the designed capacity of STP, that is 8 MLD or 10 MLD or 20 MLD, how much is there? Okay. Then capacity at which the STP is working, like I told you. So normally these infrastructure is designed for future predicted population of 30 to 40 decades. So sometimes it may not be working or receiving the sewage to its full capacity. So you have to enter what is the capacity at which it is working. Okay, and in the particular STP, if the water is reused for any particular usage, so that quantity you have to enter. Let us say, for example, in any of the city, around 2 mld of water is reused for the purpose of agriculture. That means water is given to farmers for irrigation activities. In that case, you have to enter the reuse capacity and what is the purpose, like agriculture, or in some cases the water might also be sold for industries, mostly for construction activities and all. So the treated water, that purpose you have to write. And what is the sludge generated in the respective water treatment plant, and what is the sludge disposal locations, whether you are disposing open onto the land, or whether it is disposed in fecal sludge treatment plants. That location you have to enter here. And what is the revenue generation from reused water or sludge in lakhs per year. Okay, so how much revenue is generated by selling this reused water and also by the sludge, and whether the automatic monitoring is exercised in STP like SCADA or not, if you have to write yes or no here. So based on the treatment plant technology and capacity. Similarly, if you have more than one treatment plant, you can enter the data here. So next is about the fecal sludge treatment plants. Okay, so you have to enter data related to fecal sewage treatment plant here, similar to above column. So you have to enter what is the name and location of FSTP, what is the design capacity in terms of KLD, and capacity at which the FSTP is operating. Then if treated solids are used, okay, that means normally in FSSM the sludge after drying has good manure qualities. So if that can be sold to farmers or for any other activities or for soil conditioning, then you can enter the data, what is the quantity of sludge reuse here in terms of kgs. Okay, and what is the reuse purpose, whether we are using it for park, gardening, or arboriculture, or any other information you have to enter here. So similarly, you have to enter what is the quantity of treated reused water in terms of KLD. Then what is the purpose of reuse, so what is the revenue generated from treated water, and whether automatic monitoring is exercised or no, yes or no. Okay, so most of the things are self-explanatory. It is just similar to the above column. So similarly, going to the next section, gap identification in used water management. Similar to the water usage gap, we have to enter what is the used water treated in the year 21-22. So that quantity in terms of MLD. Then what is the used water treatment capacity. So if all the water is treated, then you can write then what is the capacity of treatment plant, that you can write. Okay, then what is the recycled quantity of used water, that you can write. Then how many number of sewer connections, that you can write here. Then households provided with sewer connections in slums, so that information also you can write. Then this is about the projected consumption for demand in the year 25-26. So normally for a future period the quantity will be more, so that quantity you have to enter here. Then what is the total water, used water to be treated in the year 25-26, so that you have to enter here. Assuming 100% recycling, used water to be treated, like how much used water has to be treated, that quantity you can enter here. Then total number of households at that particular year you have to enter here. Then total slums population in for that particular year you have to write. So this will be again auto calculated, so you have to enter the data only in these two columns. Okay, so next is about the proposed projects on sewerage and septage management. That means what is the total households in ULB, then number of households covered with sewerage or FSSM, number of households yet to be covered with sewerage or FSSM. That information has to be entered here. Okay, then proposed project on sewerage and septage management. So based on the proposals, if you want to have any augmentation work or I&D works, so that data has to be entered here. You can write some basic details about the project, like augmentation work or providing sewer lines for so and so kilometers, or providing the sewer appurtenances like manholes, control valves, the brief details about the project and what is the estimated sewer connections proposed for your projects. Similarly, with respect to fecal sludge and septage management, so if you have any project details, that data you have to enter here. Okay, so I hope I have explained this template to the best of my knowledge. And here these are the fields. The yellow color represents the data entry fields. So this is the additional fields that that is the fecal about FSSM. So this is not given in AMRUT 2.0 guidelines, but we thought we'll include this to get the more information about fecal sludge treatment plant. So we have included that. So and these are the attachments to be enclosed. Like we have given most of the maps to be enclosed along with this template, and these are the indicator description fields. Okay, so I hope this template is clear. So apart from this, if you have any other doubts in filling this data, I request all the municipal commissioners and other stakeholders of city water balance plan to contact our helpline, and we are always there to assist you in getting the exact data. And I'd like to thank all the dignitaries who have worked in preparing this template, especially first and foremost I'd like to thank Dr. N. Satnarayan sir, Commissioner and Director of Municipal Administration, Government of Telangana. Then I'd like to thank Professor Srinivas Chari, Project Leader for Peace Missions, from Center for Environment, Director, Urban Governance and Infrastructure Development, ASCI, Hyderabad. I'd like to thank Professor Malini Madam from ASCI, Dr. Rajshri Banerjee from ASCI for his inputs in preparing this SPM2 template, and our project team leader Mr. KB Ranjit Kumar, Mr. Uday Singh, Deputy Team Leader, and Mr. Najir, M&A expert who has designed this template in a nice manner, and Miss Ceci Priya, FSSM expert, for her inputs, and Dandamudi Phaniji, and also our senior research associates from ASCI PMU CDMA unit. So I'd like to end this presentation by giving credits to all these people who have worked in preparing these templates. Thank you, one and all.